Hey, shalom, shalom. This is Shamak from the Cleveland GMS branch. I want to start by, of course, giving out all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash, the one to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Oh my God. That's great. All right, shalom, shalom. I want to start by, of course, giving all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash, the one to the elder apostle, Great Millstone, rule and teach well, Kazak, shalom to you brothers, but a few sisters might be tuning in, listening, and learning. And just getting right into it. Um, Title of the lesson going into some along the line. Well, I don't know the title of the lesson yet, but this is pretty much a line back off of something that the spirit been on. Through the body, just going into this board topic. Apostle Bar just recently did a lesson on how he going into how he don't mind being bored. Other brothers did lessons on how other men outside of these walls pretty much make this thing board. And so we gonna we gonna get into some precepts, and we're gonna go into that as well. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, and verse 13. It says, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh Shah and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man." So yeah, our duty is not to be entertained by different outlets that we get from these heathen nations, and their kingdom. Our duty is to fear the Lord. You know, which that's a dumb statement that you guys are born or anything like that, because the Lord created entertainment. Hey, I'm pretty sure the elect was there helping create entertainment when the element was being formed. So but this all this board, and that pretty much goes with. I mean, you're supposed to be on that a sort of level like that when we living in the kingdom, where the main source of entertainment goes back to the heathen nations. You know, um, even when it comes down to our people, like, and that's spiritual, because like the scripture say in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, talk about how you shall go to them in a want of all things, bread, water, clothing, and we even got to go to them for entertainment. So hey, even that, like, but I'm gonna read this one more time. It says, "Let us hear the whole conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh Shah and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man." Right. And it goes on to say, "For Yahweh Shah shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil." So we wasn't sent down here on earth to be entertained all the time. And you can tell that's not the case, because that's not what's going on every day. We even the 2/3 nigga can attest to that. He not entertained 24/7. He you it's certain things that a man had to do in a society. Work, take care of kids, pay child support, wherever a man got going on. Entertainment is just you know is an outlet for them to supposed to be able to escape. But like, as a matter of fact, in the same chapter, um, let me see, you go up to you go to verse 4. It says, "And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird. Um, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low." All right, so yeah, hey, hey, the daughter, hey, that's one of the main sources of the mirth and you know what I mean is the music. So how you think the Lord feel about you know entertainment in this kingdom? You know when he about to bring the music low, which we see that prophecy coming to pass. You got a lot of artists who had to sit in the house and produce um during the demic, you know, and they just had to sit in the house and they I think this artist named Tory Lanez was like he was doing a concert, but there were no crowd. It was no people there. It was just him on the stage in front of cameras performing, you know, which goes to show another sign of the mirth being dried out from this place anyway, you know, which if this kingdom has entertainment and you can have fun or do or things like that in this kingdom, then what more you think we're gonna get in the Lord's kingdom, you know? So that's Jake just be, he just be having excuses, man. The Lord pretty much left us no excuse not to want to fear Him and not to want to do His work and not to want to, and if it is boring, then you should want to be bored. You should be excited to be bored to do this, man. You know, you know, should be. But that's in this kingdom, that's something that Esau even try to use entertainment as a weapon against us. And main weapon that he do that with is our own people. But yeah, I'm reading one more time. It says, "And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low." All right, so yeah, all these people who been making bank off of all of these music fans and making bank off of SoundCloud, and making bank off of YouTube, making bank off of iCloud Music, and all these different sources of music outlets, and that's gonna be brought low. You know, that's gonna be brought low. It says and it's not just for America. This is for all of these countries. Not the sidetrack, but the scripture say the Lord coming back to take many crowns. You know, so all of these different kingdoms that don't push the fear of the Lord, but advertise the uprising and of pride in their kingdom. With their kingdom, you know, it says let me see. This is the etymology for bored, right? It says not bored, bear, bored. It says weary, suffering from in you. Let me see. really give me nothing on there. It says feeling weary because of one unaccompanied or lacks interest in one's current activity. Right, and there is. We're not saying that it ain't a lack of interest in the scriptures. You know, we know that there's a lack of interest. The scriptures say, um, let me see. This book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 12. Damn, that was it's like I didn't even have that was the same chapter. It's like this is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 12. It says, and further by these my son, um, be admonished. Of making many books, there is no end. Right, we all the way up to this time in 2000. You know, the Lord just got crucified 2 days ago. You know what I mean? We and all of these books that we reading, probably some books that we haven't even seen that's hidden away from us, and you know, we still learning. You know, it says, and further by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end, and much study. Right, yeah, and there is no end. That's like saying that it's gonna be an end of having testimonies of faith in the Lord, man. You know, just for as long as we've been on the earth, testimonies, been on the earth, man. But it says and much study is a weariness of the flesh. That's the point. Much study is a weariness of the flesh. Right, the flesh don't want to study 24/7 all day, every day. We battle with the flesh to be able to even do that. It's a spiritual battle to even to even get on a level, where you to where you willing to through the spirit to be able to do something like that. The scriptures say that quote all the time, like the spirit is willing but the flesh is weak. But it says fear you, how about your shot and keep it. No, it's like uh verse 12 again. It says at the end it says, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. So we know that it can be a weariness of the flesh. Um and that goes for all. I mean, it can be a lack of entertainment. It could be, what I mean, easy to be tempted by other things when you're doing it. You know. So yeah, like we go back to the definition of the board. It says um, unoccupied or lacks interest. Right. Which the Lord is the Lord is something else, man. Because like the scripture we just read in the same chapter, we've been Ecclesiastes this whole lesson pretty much, and when you go back up to that verse, um, it said daughters of music. When it say the daughters of music shall be brought low, that music is one of the top sources of interest in this kingdom. So what you think is gonna happen when things like music and movies and we already see like get people complaining more and more about the entertainment in this kingdom. You got video games, more video games coming out, and people complaining about how they suck and how this and that about them. Same thing with music. People complain about how the music, you know, uh, you know, sound the same or whatever their complaint is with it, or how it's bad, whatever the complaint is. You got complaints all over, even the movies. How often do you get bad reviews about these different movies that came out? Action movies, horror movies, all these different sources of entertainment that Esau has put out, on his different platforms, you know, has been criticized, eh, you know, constantly, man. You know, so you know, so if you think this is born, wait until Esau's kingdom really get born, when a mirth start to cease, man. More and more, you know, and time of, as the time of Jacob's trouble is approaching, more and more the mirth is going away more and more as well. Which the only source of happiness that these people is gonna be able to find in the times of trouble is the Lord. So even if this thing was so called boring, or lack of interest, then you better off getting your interest on a level before the Lord come back. Because once again we read in the same chapter, Spirit been kind of on this book Ecclesiastes chapter 12 right now, but it says um it says verse 14, for Yahweh shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So yeah, and to you guys out there who like to use that as a offense, calling this thing born as a offense for whatever pleasure it may be. Hey, the Lord is gonna recompense that upon your own head. Hey, you gonna be looked at as born in lack of interest, man. The Lord is not the Lord don't play games, man. You know. But hey man, all this being bored and stuff, that's gonna pay off, man. That's gonna pay off. And the main reason that we bored is because we in this weak ass kingdom, man. You know. Um. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it on that. Pretty much touched on you know, what I wanted to get. I ain't gonna stretch the lesson any longer. So, Lord's willing, us edifying throughout it. Best friend, child, for giving me the spirit of the lesson. Till next time, I say shalom, wa ba ba ball.